Love here, and I am going to do my best to show you how I make my removable covers for the composition notebooks. But I'm probably going to drive a lot of you crazy because I don't measure. I don't measure. I'm not a measurer. So I'm a guesstimator. So I take the comp notebook that I know I'm going to use and whatever fabric I want to use, figure out which is wrong and which is right. And I'm going to use this. You can use muslin. I use muslin a lot, but I just want to use this up, so I'm using this. And so I put it in there, and to decide on the width, this is what I do. I know that I'm going to want to come in about that far on each side, so I just make sure that I have enough room to do that. Okay, and I do, so I'm good that way. Now, for this way, let me move this up a little bit. I know that I am going to want to fold in on the top and on the bottom. Okay, that looks so crooked. This is what's going to drive you crazy, right? Sorry guys, I'm not a measurer. And then I put it in and I still need to come in more. I don't want this even. I need to have a little bit of overhang, which I do. That's the perfect amount of overhang. And I need that for when I sew up the sides, okay? So it's perfect actually right now. So let's just go through and make sure again that we have enough. Okay, I got that. Yeah, so that's going to actually be perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to iron it. And I'm going to tell you, I hate ironing. I hate ironing anything. Look, when my iron is on, my family knows I'm crafting because that is the only reason in the world why I would have my iron on. Now, when my mom's here, it's different because she actually irons clothes. So I always have to tell her, you know, you might want to bring your own iron because this is my crafty iron and you never know what's going to get on the crafty iron. You just don't know. All right, so I see an edge here I need to cut off. I want this to be straight. Oops. All right, now what I want to do is, I hit it, is I use fusible fleece in mine. Comes in sheets like this. Here is what the packaging looks like. I buy this at Hobby Lobby. Of course, it's $4.99, but you can use your 40% off coupon. I usually don't because I usually end up buying something more expensive that I want to use the coupon for, but whatever. Now, I don't want to go all the way to the edges with this. So I really just want to come, I won't want my irons in the way. This might have to get, let me scooch camera over. There we go. I want to leave a good bit actually, because I don't want to try to have to sew through this. So that's probably what, like a 1/2 inch maybe. And then I come in even a little bit more on this side. So now I'm going to cut it, and I probably won't cut straight either. I'm so sorry. So I want to cut it about right there. So let's do that. Oops, getting text messages. All right. This doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but I am I'm trying to make it straight, but let's be real. It's just not going to be straight. But I promise it's just not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. Okay, so now I can get this out of my way. All right, now we're going to open her back up. And so now I know I'm good this way, and I'm going to put the fusible side down against my fabric. Okay, so that's perfect that way. I just want to come in a little bit. Now on the edges, I'm actually going to be bringing them in so they're not raw. So I want to leave enough room to do that. So I'm actually coming in about 1 inch. So about a 1/2 inch. And I'm just guessing. I don't measure. I've said that before and I'll say it again. So I'm coming in about 1 inch on the sides. I'm guesstimating that completely and totally guesstimating that. So sorry, folks. All right. So here we are. Now I know that I want to bring this in. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down. And really, once you make these, it's so easy. I love covering. I love making these covers for comp notebooks. I love that they're removable. So, you know, once the person uses the notebook, they can still use the cover. Just move it to a new book. We're going to do that on both sides. Yes. These just make the best gifts, I feel like. All right, and now instead of just ironing straight onto the fleece, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to iron it now down this way. And this is just to fuse the fleece to the fabric so it stays in place. It's not a super strong hold, but it's not going to move on you, and that's what I want. And that is exactly what I want. And I know that you can see here in the middle where I haven't folded over the fabric, but if you're going to alter it like I do, it's just going to be covered in lace, and you're just not going to see it. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter at all. That should be enough to keep it still for a minute. All right, so now we have already how easy we have this. We have this. It's beautiful. Now, what did I do with the silly notebook that I'm using? Oh, okay, it's hiding under my pile of junk. Great. So now I've got my book, and I've got it. I got the edges good. We're good there. Now I need to open her up. And I'm going to guesstimate about right here is where I'm going to want that. So I'm going to pin this right here so I know. And I'm pinning right down to the tip of the book so that when I take it out and I go to sew it, I know not to sew underneath that line. Got more room on the top than I have on the bottom. Okay, so I'm not going to want to sew underneath this pin or the book will not fit. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I just poked myself. Nice. Nice touch, Amy. And now we'll do the same thing on this side. Make sure I got enough on the top and the bottom so I have room to sew. And the same thing, I'm going right to the very edge of the book to put my pin in, just so I know not to sew under that line. Okay, now I can just slide out the book. Maybe, oh, my pin came out on the bottom, but I still see where it is because the top one didn't move. Okay, and then I'm going to slide this out here. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and press it again. And even though one side is bigger, just a little bit bigger than the other side, that doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some of you, so just remeasure it and make sure that these are both even. I don't care. So I'm going forward and I am going to give this a press this way. Okay, so I know everything's where it needs to be. I know the book fits because we just pinned it while it was on the book. And then here is all that you have to do. Now, so I'm going to go, forget where my camera is, I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I am going to straight stitch right across here, not under the pins or my book won't slide in. So I'm going to stay outside of the pin and go all the way across. Same on the bottom, all the way across. Okay, and then I will show you, hopefully I've done this right and it fits, and you know, I'll let you know. All right, now I sewed it. I haven't even trimmed off the ends, nothing. And I don't sew in a straight line even, but that's the beauty of this, is I'm gonna alter this and you're not gonna see how crooked I sew. I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna cover it up and nobody will ever know. So I've got it sewn, and now let's hope that the book fits. Yes, fits great that way. One more to go. One more to go. Slides right in. Yes, and that's all going to be decorated. And it closes. So we have done it. We have made a cover that is now ready to be altered. I hope that made sense to you. You know, I know that because I don't measure, I don't give precise instructions, but it's really easy to put together. It's simple. You just use whatever book you're covering as your guide. And let me know below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, everybody.